Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining. Thank you for joining this program and tonight for the Kickoff launch. My name is Raf. I'm going to fully introduce myself in a second, but really welcome to all of you to the CPG Accelerator. We're thrilled to have you and to be working together over the next 3 months on furthering our ideas, our companies, meet mentors, meet other builders, have a chance for cash prizes, and end the whole program after 3 months with a fantastic demo day where we will invite a lot of investors. So today I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to show you what's coming up this month, and then we will have time for questions at the end. And there will also be a pull-up, of course, as we always have in CPG. Yeah, quick one to start. If you have any questions, please post them in the pop main chat today, where we're also streaming this video today. Okay, let's get started. First slide. Why are we doing this accelerator? If we go to the first slide, please. Yeah, those that have participated in the pre-accelerator know those slides, and this is really a big credo for me. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs, and it's not a goal that will make you successful. It's what you do daily. And I love these two because I think when building a startup or when thinking about the startup journey, I don't think anyone thinks it will be easy, but I don't think anyone thinks it will be as hard as it will be. And it's really the actions we take on a daily basis that will determine how successful we are and if we're successful yet at all. And that's why we come together in this program, to help each other, to stay accountable, stay on track, get more input on how we're doing things and what we're building early on, to avoid as many mistakes and early on, but also to take the right steps and save just a lot of time in making mistakes, and also just to stay accountable. So, sometimes I know a lot of you will have day jobs, you will still be moonlighting and building your startups at the side, and it's sometimes incredibly hard to make time for it. But no startup builds itself, and we will be here to support each other in this journey over the next 3 months. And I think it's the most exciting time, building a startup early on, and it's a beautiful time to connect with other people, because it's very volatile. It's very creative process, and it's very nice to not be alone in this phase of the journey. If we go to the next slide, please. So maybe actually before we come into what the accelerator is, let me introduce myself and the team behind the accelerator. So my name is Raf. I joined CPG last June, and I got into the CPG ecosystem through the Pop NFT drop. I was part of Proof back then, and really very excited about NFTs and NFT collecting. Also, specifically, I am excited about the intersection of blockchain and sustainability, but maybe a bit about my background. So I started out in finance at BlackRock, and then in 2013, I built a startup called Career Foundry, which today is one of the largest UX design schools globally. We have 120 employees. We do about a mid 8-digit revenues, and that has. And I exited that company in 2018. Then after that, I built an e-commerce company. To be more concrete, it's an Amazon FBA business. We're selling healthy drink powders all around the globe. And I actually just exited this business this year, just a few weeks ago. So now, I've basically been in education, in tech, in e-commerce, and then, obviously, a big part of my interest is in blockchain, which is why I joined the CPG ecosystem as the head of the incubator, or what is called now the accelerator, to really help builders on the journey, learn myself a lot more about NFTs and blockchain. And I think it's such a fascinating space, and I really believe it will be the future. So it's exciting that we can build this future together. And I think, there's just the best is yet to come, right? I am not alone in building this. I am supported by Caitlin, and you will see both of us in the chats. And Caitlin is a rock star. She is doing all of the heavy lifting, admin work, organization around the program, and you will see her post a lot if you haven't seen her already. And of course, the entire CPG team is also supporting the moderators, Chris, our founder, Chad, who's doing these sessions like today, and we're all here for you in this process. So, what is the accelerator? We will deliver, a lot of mentorship over the next 3 months, from product to UX to marketing, fundraising, and we will have many opportunities where you can connect with mentors that are specialists in those fields. It will be a lot around networking, meeting other builders, hearing their ideas. And then the most important, at the end or towards the end, there will be cash prizes. So we will be giving out prizes of in the amount of 50K that several of you will be able to win. And this is equity-free money, so you will not have to give away anything for it. It will be just a prize that you can get and that the community will vote for. We have the CPG rewards, which probably by now most of you know. CPG rewards is it's just something we reward our engaged holders with. And then lastly, this is the first time we run CPG certified. And CPG certified is really a blockchain-enabled certification that you will be able to use to build trust and credibility around your brand. And we will talk more about this as the program develops. Maybe the next slide. Yeah, so probably half of you already. Oh, I should also say, we actually had 114 registrations for this accelerator. So this is like basically the biggest program we've ever run with the CPG accelerator. It's the third time we run a program like this, but this one is the biggest and it will be the best because obviously we have learned so much from the last times. So what changed from the pre-accelerator is that we will have a lot more mentorship. And that was really your feedback. You want to be connected to experts. There will be a lot more networking opportunities. And then, of course, the cash prizes, the CPG certified. And the last thing that's different is this time we will only have one group, but we will have 3 subgroups by stage. And these subgroups, and there we will have stage-specific discussions or homework, but most of the communication will happen in one private chat in which we are all together. And by the way, if you haven't joined yet, because so far I've seen only 30 of you have joined that chat, but we had 114 registrations. So I think a lot of people haven't joined that yet. So please make sure you join this new accelerator group, which is token gated, where we're making sure this is a private space where you can really openly share. It's only the people that are part of the accelerator that will be in there. Please join, because that's where all of the action will be happening. Next slide, please. Yeah, here we're going through the dates, and I actually want to take that one by one, what's going to happen each week, starting with this week, and that's what we're doing now. So maybe first slide, next slide, please. So this week is week 0 of the accelerator. So please, as said, join the Telegram group this week. Then update your Telegram bio with your project name and link to your Twitter. That way we and everybody else can easily connect and know who you are. Then introduce yourself in the group that, so this week is really all about introductions and meeting the other people in the group. So introduce yourself, and we said like connect with at least 2 other builders in the group, just DM them and, get to know each other. We also this time, which is also new, we created a Notion register, and we will share the link in the Telegram group, and you can find all of the participants in there. And you can find what they're working on, because the last time so many people wanted to find people that were working on similar ideas or in similar areas. People wanted to find contributors or wanted to maybe or wanted to find other teams where they could contribute to. So this is really like the master sheet where you can find everybody in the program and you can message them and connect. And then lastly, every week we will have a so-called community cafe. That's a casual drop-in with gregarious, and most of the time either Caitlin or me will be there as well. Gregarious is one of our really senior CPG members. He's building also a fantastic startup, and he had a similar format during COVID. On Clubhouse, which worked really well, and it's just nice, it's just casual, just talking about stuff, meeting each other, getting to know each other, and that is every Thursday, and it will happen this Thursday the first time at 11 a.m. ET or 8 a.m. PT or 4 p.m. GMT. So please do join for that. That is this week. I will repeat what to do this week again at the end, because I know this week is quite a lot of steps, but really like what you should remember is this week is all around connecting, introducing yourself, meeting the other builders. Then next slide, please. This is the Notion register I told you about, where you can find everybody in the cohort and who they are, what they're working on, and can connect with people that you're interested in and with the projects that you find interesting. Next slide, please. And then we come to week 1 and 2. So that will be next week and the week after. And these first 2 weeks are under the big headline of storytelling. In the first week, we want to concentrate on bringing our idea into a 2 to 3 line blurb, so that we can really crystallize our ideas and bring it across in just 2 to 3 lines. And we have a video for that next week, so we will not have a live session next week, because we felt with the video you can just very quickly take in the content and then spend most of your time actually working on that blurb. Some of you have already participated in the Accelerator and might have that blurb already. From my own experience building my companies, I know the blurb changes all of the time. As you go ahead and you become better in expressing what you're doing and what the value proposition really is. So, from my experience, I've changed my blurb all the time. So if you have done this before in the Accelerator, you can, in the pre-Accelerator, you can still revisit it and see if you have a better, if you can come up with something better. But if you really feel that, your blurb is good, or maybe you're in the growth group and in group 3, and you feel that, you have this set, then, just build for the week. You also don't have to over-engineer it. You don't have to do things that you feel you already have nailed. So this is just for, just if it's helpful. There will also obviously be people, especially in the ideation group, that don't even have an idea yet, or have a very, very early idea where this might be too early on. So then also for you, we will have some specific discussions in the subgroup for group 1, where we talk a bit more about ideation and how the process can work to find the idea or to test the idea a bit more that you're working on. And again, if that's too early, the blurb, that's okay. You can do it later as well, and you can focus now on just finding an idea first and foremost, right? And that's really the beauty of having these 3 stages in our 3 subgroups, that we can put stage-specific stuff, because not most of the programming you will see will work for everybody, but some of it doesn't. And the storytelling, people in the program are just at very, very different stages when it comes to storytelling. In week 2, if we go to the next slide, we will start on a pitch deck. A pitch deck is a 10-page deck that goes into a bit more detail about what you do that you normally can share with investors. And we will need this because we come to the first investor mentoring sessions already in week 4. So you will need this pitch deck. So basically week 2 is dedicated for you to build that. We have a workshop that we did last year with Techstars, who help thousands of startups with fundraising. So I thought it's a fantastic workshop. You can watch that in week 2, but then also again, spend the majority of your time really building that deck. Or again, if you are in group 1, we will be working on specific things around, ideation, finding an idea, researching around ideas and coming up with ideas or validating ideas. And in the growth group, we might also do some more stage specific stuff if there's many people that already have a pitch that they feel is perfect. Which, a pitch is never perfect. You always work on your pitch. It always becomes better over time. But we will have some stage specific things happening in those weeks as well. Then week 3. If we continue, week 3 is the first week where we come together with, we know it's under the headline of product and UX mentors. So we will have 3 sessions in this week 3, and you can either choose to join all of them or just choose the ones that you find are helpful for you. So the first session is how to build your product faster with Third Web. And if you didn't know, Third Web has a lot of no-code tools and software that you can use for all kind of blockchain ideas that will help you build your product a lot faster, and they're all for free. So they will show you what they have, and I think it's such a fantastic idea, because if you can save yourself even 10 hours of writing code, and you can put these 10 hours towards validating the idea and really speaking to customers and seeing how people maybe use your product, that is a much more valuable use of your time at the beginning, because you want to, as quickly as possible, find out if your idea is good enough, if people are using it, or if you need to tweak it. And Third Web can really, I think they have 100 different no-code products that you can use for all kinds of blockchain ideas. So I think that's a very, very valuable one. Then the session 2 will be legal with Joanna Rindle, who's a senior blockchain and NFT legal counsel. And she can advise you on all things legal, NFT, IP, licensing, and so on. So I think that will be interesting for many of you, and you can join that session. And then the last session is with our UX testers. As you know, we put out word that we're looking for testers, for people who want to provide feedback to our startups. And we have quite a few testers. So if you want to be connected to someone, and this could be either that you test your idea, you just want feedback on your overall idea, but it could also be that you really want to get testing on your product or on your UX or on your conversion, like on your marketing pages. So you can come into these UX testing sessions with a very broad set of objectives, and we can make that work. And in the week before, we will ask you to sign up if you want to speak to a tester, and then we will connect you with a couple of testers. By the way, we still have room for testers, and we expect that this will be quite popular. So if you want to become a tester yourself, you can sign up here at the link. We will share that later as well. Or if you know somebody who could be a good tester, then you can let us know. Great. And then week 4, which will be the last week of March, will be the first show and tell and update. And that is where, a chance where you can update the group, how it's been going, what you're working on again, and where you can ask, you can say what you're looking for, you can ask for help. But we will also have a show and tell element where you can, if there's elements that you would like us to amplify to the broader community and beyond, like, for example, you're looking to hire someone, you're looking for investors to speak to investors, we can amplify that for you, and you can let us know in that week, and we will have a way to amplify that for you. And then we will have a community cafe as every week, by the way. So every week we will have community cafe where you can come and talk about anything really, but also specifically about the focus of that week, if there's questions around it, or just chat about it in general. So then we come to week 5 and 6. That will be at the beginning of April, and this will all be all around fundraising. So we will continue building this pitch deck, which is a 10-pager deck around your company and idea, very targeted towards investors, and but it could also be targeted to customers. And we have we have a couple of fundraising mentors. So these are experienced people that see pitch decks every day, that do fundraising meetings every day. And you can talk to them about general fundraising strategy, about your deck, about your approach, any questions, also valuation, right? What valuation should you charge? Any questions you have around fundraising, you can speak to them. We have a few confirmed so far, but we have actually reached out to more than just those. So I hope we will have a few more until we get to April. But those that are confirmed so far is Asar Hussein, which is a managing director at a 2.5 billion crypto asset manager based in New York. We have Tessa Ho, who's at Bankless DAO. She's an active angel investor and she's leading a lot of syndicate deals. We have Jared Barnes, who's a professor of Web3 education at New York University, and he's an active angel investor writing 5 to 10K checks. And then finally, we have Konstantin, who's at Protocol Labs, and alone in the last year, he's advised over 100 startups on their fundraising and many other aspects. He's a technical person, so he's also advising a lot on technical aspects of those startups. And then we will have a community cafes in those weeks as well. If we go to the next slide, we're almost coming to the end. Week 7 and 8 are under the headline of go-to-market, growth, branding, community, and mentors. And again, in those 2 weeks, we will have several sessions with mentors that you can either join all of them if you so want, but you can also just join the ones that you think will be most helpful to you. And again, we have reached out to a lot more people than have confirmed so far. And we hope that we will be able to confirm even more until we get to those weeks, which will be at the end, the last 2 weeks of April. But so far confirmed, we have Hype, which is one of the largest Web3 marketing agencies. They work with Web3 brands such as DYDX, BNB, Near, and they help these brands to successfully go to market, to build successful user acquisition strategies, branding, and business development strategies. So I think that would be super interesting. The session 2 is with our CPG founder, Cantino. He has 150K followers himself, and he built CPG, which is, incredible what he's done there. So he will do a session on branding, Twitter growth, community, go-to-market, anything you ever wanted Cantino to ask about in a, more private setting where it's really about advising you as a builder. Session 3 is Patrick from Unlock Protocol. He's the head of BizDev and partnerships for Unlock, and he will share a bit about their approach to partnerships. And I think partnerships in Web3 is, one of the best ways for growth. So I think that will be a very interesting session. And then number 4 is NFT God. He was in one of the Genius calls before. He's built a fantastic brand around himself, so fantastic newsletter community. And he will also have a session on branding, community, and anything you ever wanted to ask him about in a bit more of a informal session that's really focused on building. Right, next slide, please. Yeah, and here you see now the overview, because when we come to the end of week 8, we're coming into May. And in May, you can see here on the very right, we have one more week on product development where we will put you together with our UX testers. So there will be basically 2 opportunities to speak to these testers, show them your products, show them new ideas, gain feedback from all of these people. And then the last 3 weeks of May are actually dedicated to pitching and fundraising. So the week 10, we will start with the cash prizes. And we told you at the outset, we will give away 50K in cash prizes, but it will be a community driven approach. That means the community will be able to vote on this and decide who wins these prizes. We have actually run this last year as well with the community. Last year, I think we only gave away 25K. So this year we have a bigger pot and potentially more startups can win these prizes. And we will start with that in week 10, where you prepare the pitches and then start, we start the pre-selection with the community. In week 11, we will have the demo days again. If you were in the pre-accelerator, we had a pitch day just 2 weeks ago. It was really, really insightful. And we also have taken your feedback on board. There were a few things, the last pitch day was very short, very succinct. The next time we will probably be able to give more room for questions, for Q&A, that you can get even more out of it. So that will happen in week 11, in the mid-May. And then week 12 and 13 are then really dedicated to the cash prizes, finding the winners, also then finding the, awarding, doing the graduation, awarding the CPG rewards, and also the CPG certified. So May will be very, very pitch heavy and price heavy, but I think it will be very fun, and that's where we really see what everybody has been working on and how it's coming to fruition. At least I thought the pitch day last time was super fun. So now, I know there was a lot of info. We will share all of this afterwards. We will also share every week what you have to do, so you don't have to remember all of this. But I hope this gave you a good overview. And for this week, it's really these six steps. It sounds like a lot. It's really not that bad. So really the most important is please join the Accelerator group, the Telegram group. Otherwise, you will not know what's going on. Update your Telegram bio with your project name and a link to your Twitter, so we can easily connect with each other and everybody. Introduce yourself in the Telegram group, connect with at least 2 builders in the group, and then find your project on Notion, on the register, see if it's up to date, if you would like to update it, if you would like to find other builders through that, and then come to the community cafe on Thursday, which is already tomorrow. It's actually a quick week this week. Yeah, so tomorrow we meet again just for a casual drop-in. And then, next slide. As you know us, we always have a pour-up. By the way, this should have been a GIF, but it's not working today. It was meant to be a funny GIF. It looks a bit awkward now. Sorry about that. But yeah, we always have a pour-up. And the secret word for today is CPG blast off. So you can go and claim your pour-up now. I think it is, again, available for 24 hours. And as said, we will share all of the links now. We will share this presentation that you can, view it again, or view aspects of it again, or view it later. And then, I hope to see you in the chat. If you have any questions now, we have maybe 5 minutes now to answer questions. Otherwise, please post them in the chat and I will answer them later and tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining again. I think this will be a fantastic program. I think there's going to be so much knowledge, so many cool mentors, so many people that bring their input into it, and I hope you will have a blast. Now you can post any questions if you have any. Otherwise, just put them in the chat and we'll respond later. Have a good day. Bye.